I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And it appears that some things are going on with the notifications. I'm not seeing the notifications going out, and I'm not seeing very many people getting them. Now I see some people checking in. I got 4 people watching. I don't care. I'll set it off with just one of us, I mean, if you really got a good message, you'll tell your message to just one person that'll listen. Yeah, you don't need to be standing in front of a crowd of 6, 7 zillion quadrillion. But there we go. Well, at least a commercial started over there. So maybe something's happening. But we'll give people a few minutes to log on. It's Friday night. Who knows? People might be out eating dinner, whatever. People saying, "Hey, Kev." All right. Yeah. We go do our mic check. 1 2 1 2. Check one. Check one. Is the mic on? Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. It's down on the end of lonely street, Heartbreak Hotel. Yeah, a little bit of Elvis. I feel so lonely I can die. So, if you can hear me with my old school Elvis impression, that means the microphone is working. Somebody said your notification came in at 7:40. What time is it? Good grief. Okay, yeah. It's always shenanigans. It's shenanigans when it comes down to them. All right, now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started so we don't be here all night, because I got some long clips on it. Not too long, but... Gizmo, was that you? Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Just some kings in the building. Gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here. So now, if this is your first time joining my channel and checking out my live stream, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on other social media platforms. The links are listed below. Also, if you want to support the channel, you can check out Kevin's Corner Store, where you can get any type of merch you want to get. Shop till your heart drops. And then finally, if you want to support the channel in other ways, I have a Cash App and a PayPal. And I forgot to update the PayPal link last night, so I'm going to make sure I do it as soon as I get done. Because if I got the puppy brain sometimes. As soon as I walk away, it's like I know I was supposed to do something. Wait a minute, is that a ball? Is that a ball? Yeah, I'll go off and I start doing other things. And then it'll come up like moments like this when I'm going, shoot, I forgot to do it. So anyway, you're able to support the channel on multiple levels, but the big support is watching my videos, sharing my videos, and having a good time. So with that being said, y'all saw the title. The Harris jerry-rigged campaign. And I mean jerry-rigged. I described it the other day. It's like they just threw it together. Just straight slop. Somebody go get the duct tape. I don't know how y'all grew up. I grew up where everything was jerry-rigged. If it broke down, you think we had the money to go fix it? Well, mama, I was playing with Tony, and I ran through the screen door, and it kind of fell out and broke. Don't worry about it, baby. Go get me some plastic and duct tape. We got us a new screen. There you go. I mean, we jerry-rigged all kind of stuff, man. I mean, I have folks in the family where the whole car door was about to fall off, and you look down and you got coat hangers all down in there and stuff, and I'm going, is that the coat hangers holding the door on? We were reckless back then, but it was great. We jerry-rigged all kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. I ain't buying nothing new. Look, man, go get me. And they would patch stuff together. But when you're doing something so important as running a political campaign, you can't jerry-rig that mess, which the Democrats have done. Now, I think they're able to get away with a lot of the jerry-rigging for the simple fact, the low expectations of their voters. They're okay with jerry-rigged stuff. I don't know about you. That was back then. See, it was cool growing up when I ain't know better. But now, don't you be pulling up to me talking about some, look here, man, my front windshield's broke, but I need you to go ahead and hold it while we on the freeway so it don't blow. I'm not going to be helping you in your jerry-riggism. I'm not going to be doing that. Shoot. So I got a higher expectation when it comes down to voting. They must not have one. They're not able to see the duct tape. They ain't able to see the chicken coop wires. They're not able to see all of that mess. So I'm going to help them see it by exposing some of the very wild, crazy duct tape policies and decisions that are being made. Now, we can just go straight down the line. Today, I saw Robert F. Kennedy come out and he took a flamethrower to the Democrat Party. His opening, where he started talking about how horrible they are at this point and how evil and corrupt they are. I was like, ooh, he is taking a flamethrower. And I was thinking to myself, boy, I wish all Americans would see this. But the Democrats are masters in disguising the duct tape. They will sit back, either keep that message from him going out to their voters, or simply just start trashing him. Just start trashing him. And for some reason, their voters will not see the fact that when they get inside the car, you can see the lines on the street as you look down on the floor, because there's a big hole right there in the bottom of the dang on car. See, they don't see that. They don't see the fact that the muffler is smoking and all of that mess. And I'm saying, y'all don't see how bad these people, they're selling you a lemon. They put together a campaign that is horrible. It was thrown together at the last second. I think Joe Biden threw him a curveball, so they had to go with Chameleon. They had to pick a raggedy vice president, which I destroyed the other night on my live stream. Their policies are horrible. They don't even have posted policies up about what Kamala is supposed to be doing or what her beliefs are. They still got Joe Biden stuff up. Now that is jerry-rigged. Don't worry about it. Our voters won't mind. They won't care. And then I watched a clip earlier while I was riding around at work listening, and it was a bunch of people who had sat there and listened to Kamala Chameleon's speech, and they were asking them, what do you think about the speech? I liked it. What do you grade it? A B plus, an A? Why? That she was nice. She seemed professional. That she was able. And yet, at the end of the day, none of them was able to even tell you what policies she had, what she believes, all of this stuff. They had no idea. I mean, it was just like, one thing I would have liked more is just a little more clarity on policies. Not clarity on policies, period. We don't know what the heck she's talking about. But the one policy she did leak out has been getting destroyed. And she has been sitting out surrogates trying to duct tape that policy together. And I'm about to rip it to shreds. I'm about to show everybody all you got to do is pull one string and the whole thing unravels. So let's get into it and see just how bad her campaign is. And I really wish that Americans are able to see this before it's too late. So let's check it out, y'all. Here we go. Oh, words of wisdom. There is this wonderful. Starting off with her. She is the foundation of the duct tape. I mean, the media has duct taped her together. That's how bad it is. Hold on, let me close this window. I forgot I got a window open. The microphone picks up everything. Huh. Yeah, here we go. All right, I'll make sure my lights and stuff is working. I'm up here jerry-rigged. Okay, there you go. Now, there it is. I don't want to be up in here bootleg, okay? So anyway, the first thing that's jerry-rigged is her. The same woman who didn't win a primary, didn't acquire a vote, nothing. She's jerry-rigged too. So here she is, though. These are words of wisdom by Kamala. I would call them words of wisdoms by Chameleon. Here we go.
Word that has a great meaning, and it's called hypothesis, which means that you have an idea, and then it is well accepted. It will be tested.
Yeah. So I want to hear you throw out all kind of hypotheses. Oh, you don't do that. Because, see, you don't want to throw out your ideas because they all suck. You can't really eloquently, communicate them because you don't even know what you believe. You've been adapting and flip-flopping and changing so much. I doubt it if she have concrete, real beliefs. She's like, yo, wherever the establishment wants to take me. But if you really leave it up to me, I'll go straight communist. I'll go straight over the top liberal. But I'll also will do whatever I got to do to stay in power. So we don't know what this woman really stands for, Well, yes, we do. We got evidence. And this is the crazy part about this. She has left all kind of evidence on the internet of her saying, this is what I would do, this is what I believe, before she even became vice president. She's, up until now, she hasn't come out and said, I changed my mind about any of that stuff. It's almost as if she changed her view on these things as soon as she said, I'm about to run for president. Which makes me believe that it was all being done just so she could appeal to the Midwest or the moderates. And if that's the case, my gut tells me your changes aren't genuine. They're just for show. They're just to accomplish a goal and an agenda. And soon as you get power, you're going to go back to the way you were. That's my gut. So this is the woman who been just flip-flopping, changing colors all this time. And yet here she is now out here talking about some hypothesis. We don't know what the heck your hypothesis would mean because it could change the next day. And I guarantee you, if she would have came out and threw out a hypothesis about some of the economic ideas that she slid in and somebody questioned those hypotheses, she would unravel. And we're about to see that as she sends surrogates out there to try to support her whole economic plan, especially the one component where she's talking about price gouging. She's throwing these folks to the wolves. They got to come out now and try to bring their duct tape and patch this idea together. So we're going to blow her hypothesis up when it comes down to this whole, price gouging and all of this stuff. But first, let's finish hearing words of wisdom from Chameleon.
Wi-Fi, and even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
Oh, God. If we succumb to that, I'm telling you, I'm starting to feel like we need to separate the whole country based on political IQ. Political IQ. I mean, I'm not talking about just overall IQ. The reason I say political IQ, because some people aren't geniuses. I'm not a genius. I'm horrible at math. I'm not a great speller. You're going to catch some typos, all this stuff. I'm not a genius. However, my political and my social IQ is high. Therefore, I'm able to see bullcrap and I'm able to say, you know what? These people mean us no good. These people are fake. These people are manipulating you. These people have dumb policies. I'm able to listen to these people and say, this is what you're really doing. This is what you really think. I can see it. It's just like it unfolds. And that is a gift that doesn't require you to have a PhD. But if you lack that gift, you can be a genius. But if your political and social IQ is low, you will vote for folks like that, and it will impact all of us that got high political and social IQs. I mean, give me the guy that is cleaning toilets, but smart enough to see that these people are horrible. I take him, bring him on my squad. Yeah, over here we don't discriminate based on money, intelligence. All I want to know is, are you able to see that these folks are evil? These folks are communists. These folks are criminals. These folks are manipulating. Can you see that? Sure can. Well, I know you only got one tooth. Okay. But we're going to take you and your one tooth and bring you over here in the basket of high political and social IQ people. But here we go. All of those folks over there, they will look at this and overlook this. They won't even stop to watch that clip and sit back for a second and say, how would this look on a global stage? Listening to her talk about this. What are the elements that I want to see in a leader or a president? Not just, oh, she makes me feel good. She's black. You got to think like way more vast than what's in front of you. You got to start saying, if I'm Xi and I'm listening to this, if I'm Putin and I'm watching what's going on over here and I see this lady.
Imagine you can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
Yeah, you can find some old timer that worked in the mill and done retired. Be like, man, you put that woman up there like that on TV. Shoot, man, they'd be invading us tomorrow. I don't want it. Yeah, he ain't got to be smart. Yeah, he just have to have enough common sense to realize this woman would make a horrific leader of our country. And not to mention, she's still technically in office. And yet she's making promises to do things that she technically can do right now. And nobody makes that connection. Low political IQs. All of those folks at that convention, I don't care what their degree is, how much money they make. If you're in there cheering and you're in there not able to stop and say, wait a minute, here she is talking about all this stuff she's going to do. And she's still in office. Go down the hall, knock on Creepy's door, even though he probably wouldn't even be in there, and say, hey, how about we start doing some things now? But nope, they don't even think about that. So yeah, we might have to separate the whole country based on that.
I'm pointing to the direction of what I believe is the capital. I call myself a joyful warrior. Right? Never let anyone take your joy from you. Our election is about understanding the importance of this beautiful country of ours in terms of what we stand for around the globe as a democracy.
Here we go. No depth. No depth. She memorizes things. And she tries to, pontificate it to make it seem like it's fresh and new and deep. Yes, these are nothing more than deep thoughts by Chameleon. So she vomits this stuff up and nobody stops to say, wait, how many times she said this? Well, she keeps saying it. It's something that's automatic. If you really want to get to the bottom of this statement, this phrase, whatever she uses this for, start asking her to break this mess down. Start saying, could you elaborate on that? I've been hearing you say that all the time. Put it in a context. Huh? What's the origin of it? Did you come up with that on your own? Things like this. But people just listen to her say these things and go, oh, yeah, that sounds, yeah. And I'm going, that's it? She recycles the same statements. That means there's no depth at all. She is shallow.
As a democracy,
we
know there's a duality to the nature of democracy. On the one hand, incredible strength when it is
strength. They're actors. They're horrific. I told you, she's the first stage of jerry-riggism. She's been jerry-rigged. I mean, the media has put together this Frankenstein and thrown it out there. I mean, she was horrible. It's crazy when you realize the ability that the media has to reinvent folks, make people love people they wouldn't love and hate people they used to love. Malcolm X said that the best. He's like, the media has the ability to make you hate people that you go, man, I used to love this dude, like Donald Trump. And then folks was talking about she's the worst. I can't believe her. She's the worst pick for Joe Biden ever. Now she's the greatest. And I'm going, the media has jerry-rigged her together. That's what they've done.
Intact, incredibly strong, and incredibly fragile.
Look how sincere. Look how, see, that right there is the thumbnail. Do that woman come across sincere? Especially considering she recycles this statement all the time, as we're about to see. So it loses its meaning after a while. It loses its point. This is just something you say because you're like, I'm going to sound deep and intellectual.
Nature of democracy.
Here it is. Here it is.
It's there.
Look. You see how she's trying to make it seem like it's deep? Like she's thinking about it. Now, she already got this on autopilot. She knows the phrase front and back. But here she is. The nature of democracy. It's how should I put this? And I'm going, just put it the way you've been putting it all these years. This is the thing you say all the time. Now you're going to sit back and, try to make it seem like I'm thinking about this. The nature of democracy is, well, let me guess.
There are two sides to it in terms of the nature of it. There's a duality. There's a duality to the nature of democracy.
Yeah.
When it's intact, it's so strong.
Look at that acting job. Look at that. Who talks like that? Oh, it's so strong. They picked the worst. That's why she's unlikable. And it is taking all the duct tape and glue and chicken coop wire in the world for the media to make her become likable. I mean, look how she talks. She sounds as if she was talking to those little kids about space. Space? You're gonna see the whole universe and the moon. You're gonna see the moon with your own eyes. None of that seemed genuine. Everything about her is jerry-rigged together. So here she is trying to make us think that this is deep and meaningful.
And it's very fragile. The nature of democracy, there's a duality to it. It has two sides to it.
Democracy, there's a duality to it. On the one hand...
Now she probably, since she's on phone right there, it sounds as if right there she's over here like, look. The nature of democracy, on the one hand, she sounds like she's been in Grandpa's cabinet.
Democracy, when it is intact, is very strong.
It's very strong. What? Oh. What was I saying about the nature of democracy? Oh, yeah. It's very strong.
On the other hand, and here is the duality, democracy is also extremely fragile. It will only be as strong as the willingness of its people to fight for it.
So, with that being said, if people buy that lemon, yeah, I might be like the liberals. I'm leaving the country. Or we just need to go ahead and say, okay, all of the stupid political people, the folks with low political IQs, if you want that to run your country, go ahead. See how that pans out. Go ahead, y'all go ahead and have liberal loony land and let her run liberal loony land into the ground. But I don't want that mess getting up on the cameras talking about the nature of democracy. And other countries are looking at her like, I'm going to eat her for breakfast, man. I don't want that. So let's get into some of her non-policies. So here we go. She's getting some criticism, y'all. Yeah.
Clearly, the momentum is with her. She has re-energized this Democratic Party and brought the pieces of the coalition back out into their political position of strength.
No. The media have re-energized the political party. That's who's done that. Because if they leave her up to her own devices, or if they were to actually go at her like they go at Trump and JD and all conservatives, this woman would have had to drop out the day she announced, I'm running for president. And by the time they rip her, because she's rippable. I mean, she's one of those like, man, you don't see that chicken wire holding that, all you gotta do is pull it and the whole thing will fall apart. But they won't do it. They're walking past like they don't see it. They are walking past like they don't see the hole in the wall and put a picture over it. Everybody knows it's a hole. They're acting like they don't see the water faucet leaking. They just got some vice grips and put it on there. Now you gotta turn on the water with the vice grips. And they're acting like that's not there. That's what has made her have a little energy. The media has patched her up and put her together. And now CNN's about to go ahead and kind of take a little shred of, tape off for a second here in this criticism.
As part of a potential winning Democratic campaign. But when you look at the battle in the Electoral College, I don't think you could say she's leading. I mean, I think that is a true toss-up. And that is why I don't think it's far-fetched for her to say underdog.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's also that she is a black woman.
Here we go. Yeah, and listen, it's also because she is a black woman. Now, if Trump mentions her race, they're mad. Is it even fair to bring up her race? She did. All of a sudden now, race impacts this. Race has some type of weigh-in on whether she's elected or likable or not. So now you know what's going to happen. If she get her doors blown off, they're going to blame it on the fact that America is basically racist and sexist, and they would never want to vote for a woman. No, they don't want to vote for that raggedy woman. I mean, shoot. If you bring me a Volkswagen Beetle, I like the Beetle. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't buy it as a regular car, but if you gave me a brand new Volkswagen Beetle, I would take it. I'd drive it, But if you bring me a Volkswagen Beetle and it's rusted out, and tires all flat, the rims are bent, talking about you want this, and I go, no, and you go, see, you're discriminating against Volkswagen Beetles. They're not masculine enough for you. I'm going, no, actually, I would take a Volkswagen Beetle, just not that one. That Beetle needs to be stepped on. That Beetle right there needs some raid. So this woman, it's not because she's a black woman. I don't care about your race, your sex, none of that. You are incompetent, you're fake, and all of that. So now listen to them come to her rescue.
Who is seeking the highest office in the land. America has never elected a black woman governor. Many of us have never had black women bosses, right? So she is running against hundreds of years of history, hundreds of years of culture.
Oh, God. You see, this is why these networks need to go. They need to go. I mean, they're the worst. They're the ones that are responsible for the division in the country. They're the ones that are responsible for keeping racism fresh in the minds of folks. They're the ones that bring attention to attributes and characteristics that folks probably weren't even paying attention to. When I look at Chameleon Harris, I'm not looking at her going, you know what, I'm trying to figure out what race she is until y'all start throwing black woman. And then I hear her saying Indian, black woman, black. Then I start going, well, you know what, maybe I need to look at this. I wasn't focused on that first. I was trying to listen to all her crazy ideas and policies that I disagree with. But since y'all want to use these elements, now I'm going to start looking into it. They bring attention to things that folks are going, I wasn't even looking. But you know what? Yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and take a look. So now here it is. She's running against years and years of racism, discrimination, Jim Crow, all of that. We have made no progress, and people are sitting back saying, yeah, I'm not going to vote for her simply because she's a black woman, not because she's incompetent, not because she didn't earn it, not because all her policies are extremely radical, not because of that, not because she has no record. No, none of those things are the factor. It's, look, she's a black woman, and she's running against all the years and years of how does she become vice president? It looks like she just eased into that. But yeah, you're talking about this is an obstacle. Yeah, look at her. She's a black woman. Yeah, all of this resistance goes out the window in certain applications. All of the racism that should be blocking her from getting to the level and status that she is. All of that. How does she negotiate through it? How does she navigate through all the years and years and years of oppression and all of this? How does she navigate through it? Willie Brown, Obama, whoever else say, you know who I think would make a good VP, even though she was unpopular and couldn't win her own state and didn't get no votes and dropped out in the beginning? Kamala Harris. Well, you sure about her? I mean, she's not very smart and she's never accomplished nothing, and she has a horrible laugh, and she has a lot of baggage that comes along with her, and she ain't ever done nothing but slept her way to the top. I mean, why would we pick her? Exactly. That's why we'll pick her. Yeah, she's corrupt. She's willing to do whatever she got to do to acquire some type of power or riches. And she's just the type of evil go-getter the Democrats could use as a puppet. She's perfect. And yeah, she's talking about she's running against her. No, she was stuck in that position, and now she's stuck in another position of power. And here this woman's bringing up all of the years and stuff of oppression and racism.
Hundreds of years of stereotypes about what a president of America looks like. So she...
No. It's not a stereotype. It's her going, what could be, and this and that. Or, I'm here in Europe, northern, I'm here over in Europe, and that's not what a president should look like. That's not what a president should be saying. We have a very long-going relationship with North Korea. These are the things that people are looking at and saying, she would make a horrible president. I mean, Trump, he's not your traditional presidential type guy, but he's serious. He has a presence. This man has a air about himself that even people who don't like him wanted to fight to get next to him when he would go overseas and be negotiating. All of them talking trash about Trump. Soon as he show up, they all running up to him trying to get a photo shoot. Did you see Macron in that one video clip when Trump, I don't know if it was the G7 or whatever, maybe it was the UN, but Macron came from the other side of the bleachers and went through people, pushing them out the way, all the way to get over there and talk to Trump and get a picture next to him. Did you see Pootie walk in and walk right past all of the rest of the leaders with his nose up? Didn't even look. Walked past all of them and went straight up to Trump and shook his hand. That right there. When I see stuff like that, I go, that's respect. That's respect right there. You think she would have that type of respect on this stage? Out there chuckling and giggling all over the place?
She is certainly the underdog. Even if she goes up 4 points, even if she goes up 4 points in every swing state, I would say she's still the underdog given the history of this country.
Such an important point.
Leave the country.
You will also
Leave the country. Given the history of this country. Your butt wouldn't be on CNN using all of this propaganda and race baiting if the history of the country was still relevant. If all of the negative parts of our country wasn't left in the past, if it's still present, she wouldn't be in that position. She wouldn't be on there talking about, and given the history of the country, she wouldn't be on there doing that. This is what kills me. And I'm saying, you got a nice, cushion, comfy job owned by white liberals who've allowed you to come on here and push race baiting all over their network. And you're talking about the years and stuff in the history of the country that's suppressing folks and not ready for change. But here's a guy who's a conservative that happens to go on there, and sometimes he says things that might bust their bubble.
see Republicans say that to Ested's point. This is a continuation of Joe Biden's failed policies, which are not very popular on two significant fronts, immigration and the economic front. The vice president gave a speech which a lot of Democrats and progressives lauded as a great speech in terms of her plans on the economy.
And still don't know any details. It was a great speech. What did she talk about? Making everybody happy. And see, that's what kills me. I've seen this happen many times, even when I used to cover Joe Biden and he would give a speech, I would mock him and laugh because at the end of the speech, if you really ask somebody, but what did he say? They wouldn't even know. They would just know the gaffes and the laughs. That's it. But if you ask them, what was the substance? What was he talking about? What was the points? You wouldn't even be able to tell them. It'd be like he said something about true international depression and isolating, punishing somebody. And then there was white national, the soul of the country. And there's a couple words I couldn't make out. But other than that, it was a good speech. That's what I mean when I say low IQ voters. People with low political IQs. When you can sit back and listen to somebody who you're about to vote in that will make changes that could impact your life, and you will sit back and say that person is great, and you may say it's all kind of stuff and this and that, and you have no idea what this person really believes in, what their policies are, how it's going to impact your life. You don't even know how to break down and regurgitate it. You can't even tell somebody, actually, when I went to the movie started off with this, man, you just come out, man, dude, it was great, man, it was a hot movie, man, you got to go see it, man, it was all kind of action and stuff. What was the plot? Hold on for a second. It was about all right. It was some people, and but look, man, it was action and bells and whistles, man, and gunfire. And you go, what was the theme? What was the climax? What was the motivation of the main character? Who was the antagonist versus the protagonist? What's that mean? What's that mean? Man, look, man, it was a movie, man. It was all. That is how their voters are. I mean, just show them a whole bunch of gunfire and then you ask them later, what was the movie about? I thought there was a lot of stuff and action, and it's unreal, man. So this guy right here is talking about substance.
But our very own reporting showed that it would increase spending by $1.7 trillion over 8 to 10 years.
Ooh.
How can the American people pay for that? The Washington
Doesn't matter. With bubblegum and pixie dust and love and unity and then fighting against racism and stuff like that. And don't forget abortions.
Post editorial board called it gimmicks. And so I think Republicans still have an opportunity to continue to contrast, although it's going to be more difficult. But on the issues of policies, I think the Republican Party and conservatives, generally speaking, still have the advantage.
I see.
So now all of a sudden, y'all, that brother took a piece of duct tape off. There you go. You think we don't notice it? You think we don't hear that hoopty backfiring? Got me ducking for no reason. Walking down the street, pow! Oh man, dude, get that car fixed. Every time you come home, I think somebody's shooting at me. So he took a little strip off, and it appears that some people out there are starting to realize she's a hoopty as well.
Kamala, and I see Wells as being so far left that it concerns me. I'm comfortable with Trump. We had 4 years of Trump. We know what Trump is.
But wait, no, lady, because this time he's really gonna go ahead and send everybody back to Africa. This time he's really gonna become a dictator. This time he's really gonna take us into World War III. This time he's really gonna show us that he's Hitler. See, all of that stuff he did the last time, that was just him suppressing it. It was him He was holding on to it and waiting. He was waiting until he, run again and win. Then he was going to become an evil dictator that will go ahead and take us off to World War III, according to the media. See, once again, low political IQs. Their voters who are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome are repeating these things coming from the media, who is jerry-rigging the whole Democrat Party, honestly. But they're repeating these things and aren't even conscious of the fact that, like this lady said, we got proven history of Trump. All you got to do is look back at what he did the first time and go, what's the likelihood of him doing something so drastically different this time? And you'll have your answer. But nope, after Project 25, Trump's going to become a, you heard what he said. He said on day one, he's going to become a dictator, and then he's going to go, and I'm going, you're on that side of the country. Go on now. Listen to these people.
I'm not voting for him to be my Valentine. I'm not voting for him to be my best friend.
Go on, girl. My funny Valentine. It's not Trump. I'm voting for him because he supports the values and things that I support. Told y'all when I first started doing this, I used to have a lot of trolls, man. And this one black dude was on my one of my videos. This is before I started doing live. I knew you could do live. But he in the comments, man, you a sellout, man. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump don't love you. I said, you're so emotional. See, that's an emotional response. You want to feel like your politicians love you. I want my politician to love the things that I love. That's all. Love the things that I love and support them and protect them, and you got my vote. But see, the Democrats would tell their voters, we love you, and stabbing them all in the back. So let's continue.
Describe myself as being resigned, I suppose, to voting for Donald Trump. Again, I can't vote for the status quo. And I was absolutely better off during Donald Trump's presidency than I am today.
All right, I say Kamala Harris, you say.
I'd say far left.
Whoa, now look at that. Come on over here, girl, on the right side of things. You can come over on this side of the country where we all got high political IQs enough to see through this facade. What else about her?
Say woke. I'd say sidestepping. I'd say
she's jerry-rigged. She's able to see that you're trying to sell us a hoopty. Dang on it. We know that wheel is going to fall off soon as we pull it off the lot. We know you guys stuffed that headlight back in there and hoping that it don't fall out the socket until I get it home. We know that. But their voters don't.
Not truthful.
Donald Trump?
Yeah?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because he's our best choice.
See? These brothers aren't out here speaking with the King's English, but yet they got a smart political IQ. Come on over here, brothers. Y'all ain't got to come out there like, I do say. On one end, if you look at Donald Trump, he actually has a history that goes back to the 14th century that shows the... They're not out there talking like that, Donald Trump, because he's best for the country. There you go. Come on over here, brother. Let's continue.
People don't like it, but I think he's a smart businessman.
He might not like it, but I think he's a smart businessman for real, though, yo.
Well, someone call him an a-hole, but I think he's an excellent a-hole.
Y'all hear that? Somebody call him an a-hole, but I think he's excellent a-hole. There you go, brother. Was that the King's English that he used? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was even respectable enough to not say the real word. He said a-hole. But he said, I think he's an excellent one. Because sometimes you need somebody that can be an a-hole when you're dealing with big fat a-holes on the global stage. Trump is only an a-hole to those that he need to be. And folks don't get that. I'm saying, do you see how smooth he played Kim Jong-un? That was amazing. It's a masterclass. People should look at that and say, that's how a politician should operate. That is the art of the deal. You show them strength up front and you let them know, look, I respect you as long as you respect us. But I'm going to let you know, don't play around with us because we'll put our foot up your butt. Now, I'm not here for games. I'm not trying to overthrow you. This is a new regime. We're not trying to conquer you and undermine you and replace you with somebody else. But we're not going to have you threatening our areas, coming up with all these little rockets and shooting them off and stuff like that. We're not going to have that. So you cut that mess out unless you want a foot up butt. Now, as soon as you cut it out, it's like, you good? You good? Now come here. He treated him like your mom after she whooped you and give you some sugar and send you out to play. There you go. My mom was a master at that. And then after a while, she's sitting over there smoking a cigarette, watching TV. Come on over here, boy. No, because you gonna kill me. You gonna keep whooping. I ain't gonna hit you no more. Get on over here now. You know I love you though, right? No, you don't. Nobody who loves me would be trying to kill me like this. I didn't try to kill you. You might felt like you was dying, but you weren't gonna die. Now come here. Now go on outside and play. Dry your face up. But at the end of the day, we patched it up. She let me know, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. But afterwards, if you get some sense, we tight. And then next you know, what do you see? Kim Jong-un and Trump. And who knows where that could have went if the media wasn't doing everything they could to hate on every positive thing he did. That was a huge step in the right direction with him and some of the other world actors. And yet every time he's a puppet, he's a cozying up with dictators, he's out. And I'm going, y'all are such dummies, all for political gain. It's crazy, man. Let's hear what the rest of the brothers got to say. Because see, brothers know something about stuff that is jerry-rigged.
Trump real, bro. He don't care what you think about it. He gonna speak his opinion. He gonna tell you what it is.
He's gonna tell you what it is. You hear that brother right there with that do-rag on? He got that do-rag rocking, tatted up. Now, does he sound like a physicist? Does he seem like he speaks with the King's English? I told you, it has nothing to do with intelligence. If you're smart enough to be able to see a lemon, you're good. My father was amazing at negotiating cars, almost too bad. There's so many deals he blew. I'm like, Dad, this is a good deal. Now, trust me, I know what I'm doing now. And would give them the work. It'd be stuff like, so how much is the car? Well, sir, with tax and title, we think we can get you out of here for maybe 5,000. 5,000? Man, you crazy, man. Let me see. I'll give you 9,000. No, 900. What? I'm dead. You went too low. I mean, he would throw out some of the lowest numbers ever. But at the end of the day, he had a price in his head. And he's like, if I don't get that, we'll walk. And sure enough, as we start walking, they'd all be like, oh, wait. Let me go back and talk to my manager. Normally, I don't. And I watched him for years use his gut. He wasn't, he was smart. He had just street smarts. And he knew, don't play me. Don't try to take advantage of me. And I'm going, see, that's the type of smartness we need. It doesn't have to come in the package of PhDs and stuff. Now, as I look, that stuff, frankly, is toxic. It seems like it makes people dumber. Unless you are getting your PhD or your degree in something that is technical. Other than that, you running around with, I got a PhD in feelings and the 19th century the transgenderism and all that's garbage. So give me the guys on the street like this who just says, I could look at that and tell that's garbage. But Trump, man, he real though.
Trump real, bro. He don't care what you think about it. He gonna speak his opinion. He gonna tell you what it is.
Listen to you hear the co-signers in the back? He gonna tell you what it is. That's right, man. Just like that. Seems like they're from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, perhaps.
And Kamala Harris, because Biden stepped aside.
Oh, Biden stepped out? Yeah, probably Trump. Yeah, I'll probably go with Trump.
Yeah, y'all hear that? Probably Trump, the That man didn't even know Biden stepped out. My man's up there like, Trump though, man, I'll probably go with Trump. And I hope every single one of these dudes set their clock and get up and come and vote.
I seen a lot of tax breaks, and just ultimately, my company was running better when he was in office.
Do you
look at these smart guys? Look at these smart brothers on the basketball court. I'm loving it. But now, here's a sales rep for Kamala Harris. So they duct taped her together. Now they're sending out sales reps to try to sell her to everybody, and also trying to sell us her economic policy. Not the one she stole from Trump, though. See, not the one she stole from Trump, because that's the only good one she got. But she's about to get the business because she's trying to sell us on price gouging. Government needs to step in and regulate that. And Maria Bartimaeus is not going to have it. She's about to rip this lady a new one.
You know of any specific grocery company that has been price gouging?
Well, I do know that there's a big merger between Kroger and Albertsons. My parents worked for Albertsons for their entire careers. And I will tell you that when companies consolidate, prices go up. Monopolies and antitrust laws need to not be.
Here we go. Right now, I'm sitting on the car lot and I'm going, I don't want to hear about that. Actually, the design of this car started in the 70s. Did you know in the 70s I don't need to know about that. I don't need to. Let's cut through all that. Right now, it seems like you're trying to soften me up. You're trying to get me to go off into my left brain right now. Right now, I'm focused. I need details. I'm task oriented. Get to the point. So now here she is talking about mergers and stuff like that because she don't want to get down to the nitty gritty.
Need to be enforced. And we see that north of 80% of the American people want to see antitrust laws enforced. That's what
does antitrust laws got to do with price gouging? See, she's talking about mergers and stuff and possibilities and things that could happen, like Democrats do to sell it to you. The climate change is coming at any second. You know what? You got to get an electric car, or else the whole country's gonna explode in climate change. And you got to go ahead and get a on your roof because all of these things are what ifs, could happen. Maybe Trump could do this. Trump is going to do, and if you vote for Trump, this could happen. All of this mess. So here she is talking about stuff that have nothing to do with the question.
The Biden-Harris administration right now is looking at with this potential merger, and it's what these are the types of laws that Kamala Harris is talking about enforcing. And
no, she's not.
You, American people, the elites may not be for antitrust laws being enforced. Corporate governance leaders may not, CEOs may not, but the American
Maria,
don't
take that. Maria, don't take that. So Harris' economic proposal, federal ban on food price fixing. $25,000 tax credit for first-time home owners. Extend Affordable Care Act. All of this stuff. Expand child tax credits. All of this stuff right here. That's her very brief but not detailed economic proposal. There you go. A very brief, very vague. Don't ask her details because remember, guys, if you ask her to explain this mess, Kamala Harris will explode. She will give you the biggest word salad. The moments that she did try to come out and even talk about inflation, she went into a word salad. It is very difficult, like I said the other night, for you to explain something that didn't, originate from you. It didn't come out of your mind. It's somebody else's idea, somebody else's plan. You're not passionate about it. You don't really love it. This ain't something you're saying, this is my pet, my baby. Where if you can catch me out of a drunken stupor, and I'll be able to give you details about it. Wake you up in the middle of the night. Kev, what do you think about that tax proposal? I'm telling you, see, I'm glad you asked. Because see, if you break it down here, you can actually move money over to here, and then you'll see that you think Kamala could do that about this? If they ask her, could you please break this down and tell me why you think this is going to, and give us some examples. She'd be like, what could be is not what is that could be. She would go into that. So let's go ahead and see this lady who's a sales rep for her sell us this linen.
They're tired of,
I
seeing the
understand what you're
prices.
saying. Laura, hold on.
Get to the point.
I'm not talking about antitrust at all. This is, you're taking me into a different conversation.
Get her, Maria.
I'm talking specifically about price gouging, okay? And what you're doing is you're looking to the future about, hold on, Laura.
What she's doing is she knows she can't sell you on this jerry-rigged campaign. She knows she can't sell you on this patched together candidate right here and this raggedy policy. So she's not even going to address that. She's going, soon as the question was asked, she's like, all right, man, I cannot address that. I got to talk about all kind of stuff, the antitrust laws and mergers and stuff like that. Just keep me away from having to explain why there's plastic over the windshield. Keep me away from having to explain why the rims look bent. Let's continue.
You're looking to the future about a potential merger. We're talking about the here and now. We're talking about the fact that Kamala Harris, hold on. Kamala Harris has said that there is price gouging going on. I have not seen any price gouging. I'd like to know if you have seen any, because so far what we see.
No. Because Democrats sell their voters ideas. Not reality. Yeah, they sell them dreams and images and things like that and say, could you imagine? I want you to imagine. And there's things out there happening. What they're doing is they have created a monster. They needed a villain to take away from the real villains. See, when they knew that she was going to run, they knew her and Joe are the villains of this economy. They know that they are the villains of that border. So what they needed to do is create another villain so that the Democrat or the Republicans can't say, hey, look, guys, y'all want to see who the real villains are? Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. So now, instead of doing that, they said, give me another villain. You know who always is a good villain? Is big, evil, faceless corporations. But they make sure that the villain is very vague and broad. That's what it is. Make the villain vague and broad and vast so that we don't have to give you examples and details of who the villain is and what they're doing. It's kind of like systemic racism. That is an ongoing villain that they can use at any given moment to get them out of trouble. Can't identify what companies are practicing systemic racism. Can't define it. You know, it's kind of like white supremacy or white privilege or all of these things that they come up with, and they create these villains, these boogeymen. But when you say, show me an example, I'm still looking for the white supremacist meetings. I'm still waiting. I'm looking around. All right, where do they meet? Can we get some video footage of them practicing their white supremacy? Nothing. What about though? None of that. And they're talking about some, the right wing of violence is on the rise. Show me examples. Where's it happening? Mad Max, Donald Trump, and these militias up in the hills are training to figure out where. And I'm gonna ask for an investigation. And you asked her, when they asked her where'd you get this information from? She lied. She had no idea. So what happens is they throw out stuff. And they said, we're just going to create a fictional villain to distract the fact that we're the real villains in this story. So now it's not us. It is the big evil faceless corporations. But what Maria did was brilliant. Give me an example. Now, if she was on one of the fake news networks, what would happen is they would be like, well, thank you for clearing that up. They wouldn't even ask her. Give me an example.
Hold on. What we have seen is $7 trillion in spending by the Democrats in the last 3.5 years that took us to 40-year high inflation. That is the root cause of inflation, not price gouging. So I ask you again, can you identify, hold on.
Yeah,
the question is, can you identify, hold on. The question is, can you identify any company that's actually price gouging? I can't find it. Can you?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Just like I've been looking for some white supremacies meetings, and I can't find any. Can you? I'm looking for the videos of all of these right-wing militias and stuff attacking folks and showing up and harassing folks and threatening. I can't find any. Can't find any. I find a lot of Antifa ones, Black Lives Matter ones and stuff like that. Yeah, I find all kind of evidence that these folks say these things don't exist. However, we're going to tell you this villain exists because we can't have you realizing that we're the ones responsible for the inflation. We're the villains. So we had to create another villain to misplace the blame. A villain that you can't track down. A villain that if Kamala Harris is asked details about, she'll go out that way. It's just out there, trust me. No, I'm not going to trust you. I want you to give me some examples. Show me where it's at. They want us to just obey and take it for face value. So watch this woman give us some more word salad instead of giving us evidence.
Yeah, well, that's what they're looking at. And I will tell you that the market is controlled. Let's take chicken, for example. Chicken processors, there's like 3 in the entire nation, which means they have a monopoly, which means that they can raise prices exponentially when they feel like it.
Means they can or have or will. See, you're talking about they can. You're talking about monopolies. First of all, a monopoly is one. But that means they have a monopoly. Okay, so are they coordinating? Are they conspiring? Are they saying, all right, now look, how much you gonna sell your chicken for? Or are they competing? Because I'm thinking, it's like, dude, we can't sell our chicken for $15 and the guy down the street selling his chicken for $10. How about we get kind of close to that and try to, show people that maybe you should buy our chicken because our chicken is more succulent than these people's chicken. They sell that dry chicken. We got the moist chicken. Something like that to justify the price difference. But to simply just say there's got 3 chicken companies out there and they could. So you're basing this all on could. Example, monopolies have nothing to do with price gouging. Show me why you said, hey, you know what? I'm going to invest time and effort into this economic strategy and go public with it and tell everybody this is a problem, but I can't tell you where the problem is coming from, who started the problem, who are the people, creating the problem. That's crazy. You see, this is what I mean by a jerry-rigged campaign. These folks just patched this mess together and now they're trying to sell it to us.
I mean, you can shake your head, but you
No,
just
it
gotta
doesn't
do a
mean
quick
that at all, Laura. It doesn't mean that at all. And the question was, can you identify any company that's price gouging?
No.
So the answer is no. You could not identify any company that has price gouged. Daniel, let me turn the attention to you. I'd like to get your take. Because you're not answering the question, Laura.
Of course she isn't. She's a saleswoman. Yeah, she ain't gonna tell you what's under that hood. Hey, she's out there just straight up just saying, look at all the shiny glitter. And did you know there's cars down the street? This one person who once had bought this one car, and I'm talking about the car right here. You're trying to sell me this, and I need to know how you're justifying all of this stuff. Why should I pay for this? Wait. Is there any type of warranty that comes with this? Wait, how many miles on it? Can I get a what do you call that? The fax, whatever. Carfax. I want to see what's been done to the car. Is the maintenance there? No, we don't have any of those details. But you want me to buy it and take your word for it, right? So here it is.
Asking you a simple question. It's yes or no. It's not antitrust. It's not chicken. It's not
chicken.
No, it's nothing that I'm saying. There's no accuracy to anything that I'm saying. That's your contention. The fact.
So see, now it's personal. Now you're saying there's no accuracy to anything I'm saying. That's what you're saying. No, you're talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the question. You might be accurate about stuff that has no relevancy. See, it's kind of like Tampon Tim, who got out there and tried to address his service and wanted folks to think that he's proud of his service and he don't understand why people are attacking him for his service in the military. Do you think that's what we're attacking you for? Do you think that's what the main point is? You're bouncing around the main topic, the main point. Same thing with her. She's throwing out things that are possible, things that might be happening, but they are relevant to the question. So let's continue.
That's not what I said.
Give her another chance.
Laura, I'm going to ask you again. I want to give you another opportunity. Okay, please.
Really? Okay,
Let me give you another opportunity. Have you seen any company price gouging? Please identify that company for us.
Many companies who are price gouging. There are many companies who are price gouging.
Who?
And those investigations are ongoing. So you.
Oh, y'all see her pull an FBI? Y'all see her pull a mucus, a Merrick Garlic, a Raggedy Ray? I thought we cannot comment on ongoing investigations. So now you see her. There are many companies out there that are like what? Which ones? Their ongoing investigations. Do you see these people? Do you see how jerry-rigged this whole ragtag team is? And people don't see this? You can't get a straight answer out of her? This woman and Kamala Harris is trying to sell us an economic strategy that could destroy our economy, could destroy our supply chain, all of these things that could come out of this. And you're telling me that you can't identify why you really decided to come up with this? You can't give me any example. You can't show me the danger. And this is what I hate about the Democrat Party. They scare you into doing things, and yet when you ask them for details and justification of why, then they don't want to tell you. It's like when Joe Biden decided, we've been patient, but our patience is running thin. Now get the shot. And from now on, any company that has 100 or more employees have a mandatory vaccination. And I'm going, where'd you come up with that number? See, it's things like that. Justify why it will be different if you got 101 people and the other company got 99. Show me the scientific study that shows that once you hit 100 employees, COVID all of a sudden becomes more potent in this work atmosphere versus the atmosphere that only has 99. They can't do that stuff. They just say, here's our ideas, trust us, we don't need to explain. Just obey. And you're trying to scare me into doing something I might not want to do, and you ain't giving me details. I need to feel comfortable about my choices. But when you just tell me, get the shot. When you just tell me, hey, look, there's companies out there price gouging, and I'm going, well, what you're proposing has been tried and failed and have horrific results. But you're telling me you're about to attempt it again, and you can't give me an example of why you're attempting it? No, you can't. For the simple fact, the reason you're attempting it is because you're creating a villain that doesn't exist. All an effort to disguise the fact that you guys are the real villains.
Am I name here and I'm a particular company? Absolutely not. Do the American people know that prices are going up, that CEO pay is increasing, that they are making massive and record profits? Is there price gouging that's going on? Absolutely. Are you here to say there is zero price gouging going on? Is there no price gouging in America, Maria? Are you saying that the American...
Okay. But she ain't gonna give you no examples, right? So then when we say things like, you're telling me there's no voter fraud? No, there's no voter fraud out there. See, when we say things like, look, there's voter fraud. No, there's no voter fraud. This is the most, safe election we ever had, and blah, 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 blah. And then we go, what? Are you telling me there's no voter fraud out there? You telling me y'all aren't allowing any illegal immigrants to vote in the election? You telling me everybody who votes is just an American citizen? And they will defend that to the end. No, we can't find any evidence. There's no evidence. But now all of a sudden, Maria's like, prove it. Show me, because I can go out and find evidence of voter fraud. See, that's the sad part about it. They just say, there's no evidence. Let's move on. When they're interviewing any Republican that is bringing that up, they'll ask them, do you deny the election? Well, actually, there was a lot of problems in the election, and there's evidence of voter fraud. Now, you know what? There's no voter fraud. It was debunked. Anyway, let's move on. Next question I have for you. So now, this lady has an opportunity to clear it up and be very detailed and say, okay, I'm glad you asked. But instead, it's, so you telling me ain't nobody out there price gouging? Come on, son. Okay, now you want to go into the whole, I'm a question your intelligence. Like, are you stupid if you don't believe nobody's out there price gouging? Come on. Let's continue.
No, right now, what you're seeing right now, and this is just simple economics. What you're seeing right now is too many dollars chasing too few goods. That is the definition of inflation, Laura. Okay, and so the fact that the Democrats spent $7 trillion in the last 3.5 years.
I think we're finding a villain. I think what Maria's doing is showing us that they are jerry-rigged This whole policy right here is jerry-rigged. So now she's taking off some chicken wire. What else?
Sent inflation skyrocketing. That is, they put out too many dollars chasing too few goods, and you know that because the Federal Reserve's balance sheet has exploded, the money supply has exploded.
See, she's supporting her argument with evidence, boys and girls. Unlike the lady over here that's just trying to sell it. I thought, well, come on, hey, everybody, there's a merger. It might happen, but then again, it might not. And you know what? There's evidence, but I can't tell you what it is because they're ongoing investigations. Who? What companies are being investigated? You can tell me that, right? No? You can't tell me none of that stuff. How do you know this? Huh? But anyway, nonetheless, Maria is unraveling this woman because they're duct taped together.
And we're seeing, and by the way, all these companies' margins, their margins, when you look at the grocers, their margins based from, Laura, you talking on top of me to make sure that the audience doesn't hear the facts is not working. Okay?
And that strategy is going to be repeated throughout the rest of my live stream because that's the only thing they can do. They're trying to tie up the person in the ring that's beating them up. They're like, I cannot stand here toe to toe and defend when I'm trying to go ahead and defend. I mean, I'm getting beat to death. So the best I could do is start off running around all over the place on the other side of the ring, punching, knowing that I'm not even close enough to hit you, trying to distract you, doing all kind of antics, doing stuff like this, and I know I really can't take a shot to the face. And when I start getting hit, what do? That's what she's doing. She's trying to tie her up right now.
Okay. The margins of these companies in 2019 are the same margins, very similar margins than they are today. That tells you right now that tells you very simply that there's not price gap.
That you have to trust the pilot of the plane in the first place.
Who? What pilot? I know he ain't talking about Chameleon, because that's a plane going straight down the hill.
Problem right now is that Donald Trump is not a trustworthy pilot.
Oh, he's talking about the pilot that flew us safely for 4 years. That pilot? Are you talking about that? The one that we've seen how he flies? That pilot? Or should we just trust the one that don't even know what an airplane is? I'm here in some ship. Is this a boat? Wait, it's a boat? No, wait, it's a ship boat. And what, does it run off of gas or electric? What does this button do? You want me to trust that person? And he's talking about Donald Trump like this and that.
And what these guys are winning, they're winning the babysitter contest. Who do you want? Whose values do you want to be in charge of the plane? Before we get where we're going.
Yeah, put your hand on him. That's I pity you, you fool. See, that is a sincere, silly man. You see the silly man hand? That's what that is. That is the silly man hand. You silly man. Only I would say the same thing, but I wouldn't be talking about I pity you. I would do the Mr. T version. I pity the fool who's always getting on TV crying. Crying, Van. Now shut up, fool. That's how I would treat him. But this guy's giving him the I pity you, you silly man.
And I think you're getting smoked on that. And I think
Van.
My brother.
Vanny.
My brother, I have to tell you.
Please.
He still got the pity hand on him. He still got the Van. And honestly, sometimes I would talk to liberal voters and supporters. I feel like I'd be going, man, I almost want to give you a hug. You're so brainwashed. You're so manipulated. Brother. You just be like, what is wrong? How did you get to this level? So now he got to help Van out.
The current pilot of the plane is Kamala Harris.
Oh!
Donald Trump is not the pilot of the plane.
No.
Oh! Van Jones walked right into that stiff right. Matter of fact, CNN slung him into that. Van, man, you could take him. Come on, man. And slung. I had a friend do that. Matter of fact, my very first fight, that's what happened to me. My brother pushed me into a solid right to the eye. God, man, my boy was getting jumped on the playground. And it was him and these two brothers was jumping him. And my brother was like, man, you gonna stay here and let your boy get beat? I was like, man, I don't want to fight, Tony. I don't want to fight. He said, man, you better get in here and push me right into a right. Man, you played the beat. All I saw was stars and immediately, beep, 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 got the taste of blood. It was on. After that, I'm like, yeah, who's the next one, huh? Who's the next villain? But nonetheless, Here's Van, CNN. Go out and get him, Van. You could take him, and slung him right into that right. Van, who's flying the plane right now? And we're seeing how they fly. Upside down, backwards, plane coming into the landing sideways, smoke, turbulence all over the place. So now here he is, got to explain this.
Right here. And now
the co-pilot.
Nobody tonight said a damn thing. They want you to vote for a ticket based on
what?
Absolutely no concrete idea about what they would do once they get in office. You said he got more progressive when he got elected governor. So you're saying every time he gets another office, he gets more and more progressive. I think that's exactly what would happen. Tonight, you did hear people say, well, we may not agree with them on everything, but at least it'll be joyful as they tackle.
Yeah, see, low IQ voters. Yeah, low IQ political voters. We may not agree. In fact, we don't even know what they believe in or support, but it's going to be cheerful. And then you heard the media, it's electric. And you know what? He's a joyful warrior. And Kamala Harris is very, she's whatever that new term they got for her and all of that stuff. All of this crap is jerry-rigged, duct taped together. They don't want folks to see that the hinges are falling off the doors. They put this thing together real quick and trying to sell it. That's what it is. Trying to make us forget that the very person that Van Jones is talking about, Trump, they're afraid for him to fly. I'm going, but she's in the cockpit right now. And the plane is going down. And you trying to tell us focus on Donald Trump.
Us into oblivion. I think the idea that you could run an entire presidential campaign
jerry-rigged
based on the idea of vote for me to find out what's in it.
Wait a minute,
Scott, America.
Because that's exactly what they're doing. They patched this mug together. Look. Now look, you got to buy the car to see how it drives. we got a new policy. What? Wait, I can at least get inside, but no. We can't let you get inside the car, touch it or anything. You could just look at it from here. Because if you touch it, it might all fall to pieces. It's all cardboard. There it is. Yes. So here's Van Jones trying to defend this raggedy patched together campaign.
Your candidate has done that his entire political career. I mean, Donald Trump does not talk about any policy issue. Sure.
Now see, why would you come out and say something that stupid, Anderson Pooper? He's talking about your candidate. He think he's talking to a whole room full of Democrats who don't know what the heck Kamala Harris has ever done, what she stands for, what Joe Biden has done, why they support Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. They can't answer those questions. They don't need those type of details. That is why you can hide her in the basement. That's why she don't need to come out and give them any substance or policies or explain anything or answer why she flip-flopped or none of that stuff. She don't have to be accountable for her record. She could come out and give a raggedy economic policy and people go, yay, because we're fighting against the evil villain that they created. And yet here he is talking about Trump has never given any policies. And I'm going, have you went to his website? He got a plethora of, I think it's 42, maybe 42 or 47 of his very detailed policies.
He's going to lower inflation. He's going to eliminate inflation. Excuse me. That's on day one. He's gonna.
If anybody can do it, Trump can do it. Remember, listen. He says he's going to bring back all of these, manufacturing jobs. My question is, how is he going to do it? I mean, unless he has a magic wand. What did he do? Came in and got it done. If you elect me, I'll get rid of ISIS. Came in, ISIS was gone in about 2 weeks. All of these things that Trump said he was going to do, he came in and either did it or put himself through a whole bunch of crap trying to do it in spite of the opposition. See, so if anybody can do these things, it's Trump. But do you think Chameleon can? The one that is currently in office telling you she's going to fix the problems that she could technically fix now. the problems that she and Joe Biden created. But their voters aren't smart enough to see that.
Take away Obamacare on day one. I mean,
he's gonna be tougher on immigration.
Your argument, I understand your argument, but it doesn't. Given the candidate who you are backing, it rings a little hollow because there is no flesh on the bone of anything he's talking about.
I'm the only person here that doesn't sign up to work for candidates. Okay, like I work for CNN. I'm here to analyze the news. That's number one. Number two, I think what they are telegraphing to the American people is, we know if we told you what we were going to do, it would be monumentally unpopular. Also on
Yep.
I see it differently.
Yep. That man right there, that's a great analysis. Because if I told you the car was duct taped together, if I told you that it was this cardboard propped up, if I told you it was all styrofoam, you would never buy it. If I told you that the engine and the pistons were about to go, and if I started it up and you start hearing it knock, you probably wouldn't buy the car. So that's why I don't want you to get inside of it. That's why I don't want you to get the Carfax and see how many accidents it's been in. Yeah, that's why I don't want you questioning some of the things that you're going, that looks odd. I mean, why is that leaning? Well, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing right there. Well, what is it? Nothing. What do you mean it's nothing? It looks different. It's weird. Tell me what it is. It's nothing. This is the answer. These are the responses you're getting from this jerry-rigged campaign. So yeah, they just want you to go and buy it. And as soon as you finalize the check, you get in, the whole car just falls apart.
Let's talk about the important week that we are having right now with my political experts.
Fake crapper? Fake crapper's about to do something that I'm going, what?
David Chalian, President Biden dropped out of the race a month and a day ago.
Okay, no, you wouldn't not dropped out. He was kicked out, but go ahead.
Know that if you read the Democratic platform, because it repeatedly refers to President Biden's second term.
Jerry rig, there it is. They ain't even got their own stuff up yet. This is the most bootleg campaign ever. Even fake crapper got to call out the fact that we working on that. Don't mind that. I'm coming in like, all right, I heard this house is for sale. Okay, is that wall supposed to be missing right there? I mean, I'm looking at the outside. Oh, that's nothing. We working on that still. It's going to be done by the time you close the deal. All right. Well, does the water work? It works sometime, but you got to hit it. Like if you bang it one time and then like shake it, then it'll start. But it's nothing. I mean, it's an easy fix. And you're going, it seems like it's a lot of problems with this crib. And I'm wondering if this is going to be more of a headache if I invest in it. Because this is what's going to happen. If folks invest in her and these raggedy policies, they still got Joe Biden stuff up here. But why? Why, you ask?
There are roughly 19 or 20 mentions of President Biden's second term. They've had a month and a day to update it. Why haven't they?
Yeah, there won't be one of those. Biden's.
Somebody just realized what my last name meant. I've never checked that. That is I know what my first name means. Interesting. Your last name actually means elf guardian. Old English, Old Noor. Yes, I know it was an English last name. I know that. It's a very uncommon last name. So whenever I hear other people named with my last name, I'm like, they're probably related somehow. If they're black, I'm like, they might be from the same area my people came from. But now, let's continue. Here we go.
Second term, we know that. And, listen, the platform was largely the draft of it put in place and voted on earlier this summer. And I think in talking to some folks, the idea of reopening the platform to try to fit in not yet fully developed Kamala Harris policies while they were quickly changing,
Jerry,
opening a can of
so what you're saying is they pieced this mess together on the fly. That's what he's really saying. They're making it up as they go. They're hoping that she could just go out and repeat a whole bunch of stuff, give people a bunch of bells and whistles, and folks won't realize that this is a ragtag operation. It's pieced together. Yeah. She, instead of going around talking about some, this and that, and here this comes through, here I am in Wisconsin, and the race comes through Wisconsin, and repeating that stuff, you should have been in your books. You should have been sitting back in somebody's room with some folks talking about, hey, these next 2 weeks are nothing but policies. I want a plan. I'm going to give you guys a strategy. I might take suggestions, but I'm going to give you an overall of my vision. And then you help me with the details on how we can implement and execute it. You think she did that? Nope. Just do something. You know what? Give me something to go out and talk about. And don't forget, write down the stuff that's on the teleprompter, and I'll just do that. I'll do what she's just a face. That's all she is. That is why she can't come off script. That's why she can't get into the details. She's a part of the jerry rig. So now this guy's trying to explain why they still got Joe Biden stuff up there. Just say it's jerry-rigged.
Worms, right? And that there would be all of a sudden some fights about what goes in the platform, and they wanted to avoid that at all costs. So they're willing to
wanted to avoid
hit on the fact that
being
the platform
criticized
is sort of a relic of the Biden era because it's a non-binding thing. They'll vote officially today as part of the party business.
And these dummies will go out and vote for Kamala Harris, not knowing anything about her policies. I just trust that Joe Biden's policies that got us here in the first place, she's kind of gonna, continue along that way a little bit, I guess. So, it's technically the same thing. They work together. So most likely they just accept this crap. And this is what I mean by low political and social IQs. You accept this crap. You go to Trump's page and you see 40, I think 42 or 40, I keep that number wrong. But you see a beautiful breakdown, a video presentation of all of his policies and why he's doing it, what he's doing, all of these things. You go here, you see Joe Biden stuff, and then at the same time, they're telling you, we're here to celebrate Joey and we're here to fight for justice and this and I'm going, but everything's horrible. And you're not telling me how it's going to change. And the only thing I see is the policies that got it to the point that it is right now. But I'm just going to vote for you because I assume you're just going to change it all up as soon as you get in.
To put it into effect, but as you know, it has no binding capacity to.
Right, and we should note that this also allows Vice President Harris to
do what?
Stay vague. Stay, unspecific. That's from the Biden platform. That's not ours.
First of all,
wow, fake crapper. Can't believe you threw that blow. Now, guys, I didn't think I'd be taking this long. So I'm not going to be able to finish this. I'm not going to be able to finish exposing how jerry-rigged and duct taped these folks are. But I will finish with this clip right here because this guy, he's not buying it either. He's like, all right, man. Open the hood. Take the hood open. I want to see what's in there. Are those squirrels? Is that a hamster on a wheel for an engine? Listen to this guy.
Talking about competition and standing up against price gouging is something that reaches out, I believe, to everybody. We saw very tough years after the pandemic with supply chain issues.
After the pandemic, did you guys push forever lockdowns and then jacked up the supply chain?
She didn't talk about, she was very clear about that. There's a huge difference between talking about competition and making sure that we address anti-competitive behavior
if you look
and
at
price
grocery
control,
stores, the price margins are only 1-2%.
And Josh, that's not what caused the inflation.
So. Now this guy's a no-nonsense guy, and he works for CNBC. So he's like, now come on, man. Come on. That is not what caused the inflation. And this is where you get to the nitty-gritty, where the rubber meets the road. You can only get away with this jerry-rigged dang on policy if folks are ignorant about the policy. See, remember, they're responsible for this. They're creating a fake villain, which is this faceless evil corporation. All of you people who are paying all this money for stuff that you used to pay less for under Trump, it's not our fault. It's these greedy people out here that's raising their prices for no reason. No reason. They're raising their prices and they're taking advantage of you guys. That's the villain. Don't look at us. But if you elect us, we'll go after them. We'll go after them. Now, that's the mind manipulation that is taking place. And folks that are ignorant would, that sounds good because we all hate villains.
And for you to say it with a straight face, it doesn't help your cause at all.
No, but Joe, talking about as a capitalist, I believe in competition and making sure that there's actual competition. You got states.
Why didn't the corporations Why didn't the corporations gouge for 40 years? If that's what caused it, how did it suddenly happen? They learned how to gouge 3.5 years ago.
Oh, that's too much common sense. He's destroying this dude. Yeah. So where this all come up from? What is the common factor when it comes down to inflation and this new narrative of price gouging? What are the commonalities? Democrat policies have led to high inflation, and yet they're trying to pawn it off on evil corporations price gouging. That's what it is. That's the correlation right there. Because what you want us to believe is that they waited this whole time. This is how disrespectful the Democrat Party is when it comes down to voters. They want us to believe that they waited all the way to now to say, hey, you know what? Under the Biden administration and the Harrison, why don't we just try some price gouging? What the heck? Let's do it. Forget the already laws that would address that if we got carried away. Forget that mess. Let's go buck wild to the degree where you got it, put that in an economic policy. That means it has to be widespread price gouging. You don't come up with this and build it into your economic policy for one person, one company who did it. This needs to be, an epidemic for you to say, yeah, that means we're being impacted on a large scale across the country with price gouging because everybody's feeling it. Isn't that ironic? You're sitting back going, man, cars are high, housing, eggs, food, all of these things. So you're telling me all these companies are price gouging? And yet you can't even tell us one company that's price gouging. So now we all know that this is bull crap and they needed to create a boogeyman to get the blame off of them. And here this guy's trying to explain it and this guy's having none of it. He's like, look, come on. That's bull crap.
And it went to 40-year highs on inflation. And when you talk about unifying, being where you are, you may be unifying intra-DNC, but I can guarantee you that what we're seeing in policies coming out are not unifying policies.
Thank you. So all of them folks in there going rah-rah, ish kumbah, up in the DNC, yay, Kamala, she's so bright and all of that stuff. What I am looking at is those brothers on that basketball court talking about some Trump. Things were better under Trump, man. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at everyday people who going, man, shoot, I know how Trump flies the plane, but this chick, she ain't got no record of flying nothing. Has she ever even taken a lesson?
Must know that in terms of the populace. But Joe, you're not unifying to me. They're very divisive.
But Joe, come on.
I think we'd all agree that the other side has been clear about burning down the house and taking a much more extreme perspective.
No, I don't.
We can't all. I don't think we're going to have to agree to disagree because I don't agree.
Thank you, and we're going to close with that. Yeah, no, I don't. Don't be talking about. I think we all agree that this is the best purchase for you. No, I don't. I don't agree. I don't want to buy it. I don't care how much you tell me I need it. See, these folks are trying to sell us some jerry-rigged policies, and a jerry-rigged candidate, and talk about you need this. And I'm going, no, I don't. I don't need it. No, trust me, you're going to need this in the future. I mean, you're going to regret it if you don't. And I'm going, no, I won't. I think I'll be just fine. You can keep this garbage. You're out here, and y'all ain't got no policies. Y'all got a candidate that can't talk off script. And when she does talk off script, we don't know what the heck she's talking about. She ain't got no proven track record. Y'all done skipped and bypassed all of the checks and balances of democracy that you're claiming Trump's attacking and going to do away with, and installed this woman and then went ahead and tried to duct tape her whole candidacy together. Brought in a crazy lunatic left weirdo as a vice president, which that's another part of the jerry rig. I mean, it literally seems as if she just was like, oh, shoot, I forgot to pick a vice president. Oh, man, when did I say it was going to be ready? I had to be today? Oh, man. All right, somebody throw some names out. Tim Waltz, I like that name. I think I once heard that name in a movie. You know what? Since I like that name, I want that guy. Well, don't you want to know anything about it? No, you know what? I like his name. Let's bring him in. It seems like that because this guy's horrible. I mean, do you understand how much they're going to have to defend him when he gets on that debate stage against JD? He's going to get the floor. I mean, he's going to get mopped. Man, it's going to be amazing. So all parts of their operation seem like it's just pieced together on the fly. And all it takes is just a good deep breath and blow it all down. And I'm telling you right now, it's the media holding it together. They are sitting back like, hold. If we could just keep it together until the dumb voters buy it. Because we got a no return policy. A no return policy. And we've seen Democrats pull this mess on many of their voters in New York, many of their voters in Shitetown. All of these cities who folks are going, man, what the heck is going on with these illegal immigrants there? Y'all voted for, y'all bought it, and now you want to return it. Nope. You pay for it, you keep it. So I'm hoping folks will realize that this is a bootleg, jerry-rigged, piece together campaign that she's running, and they sniff out that lemon before they buy it. I don't want nothing to do with it. See, this is the problem. This is one of those group purchases that as an American citizen, you're forced to be a part of. That's the only downfall when it comes down to our republic. Other idiots can impact your life. It's depressing sometimes. I'm like, what are you doing? When I hear some of the people out there go, you shouldn't even be, oh man. You do realize thinking like that could like mess me completely up. You know what I mean? I don't know if you should be, how about we go ahead and have the non-high IQ voters move over to non-IQ voters country, and we stay over here. We stay over here. So anyway, God bless y'all. God bless America. I'm not done with this yet because I want to expose some more of their ragginess. I really do. But it's getting late on a Friday night, and we're going to go ahead and have to finish it. I've been saying I was going to finish it, and I had a shorter version of it today. But then when I sat down and I found a couple other clips, I'm like, I'm going to put them in there, and it ended up being longer. So I want you guys to have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Hit the like button on the way out. Don't forget to check and see if any notifications pop up on your phone, just in case I upload some videos, standalones. And subscribe to my alternative channel, if you will. If you want to support the channel, you can do that through my Cash App, my PayPal, and all of that stuff that I'm about to do right now. I'm about to update it. And we will see y'all on Monday. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful compliment.
This is awesome. I know you see the booms. I know you see the eights. I know you see the way we tear up the place. Yeah. Take care.